Hey, say top of the world to y'all, man. You remember when I told you guys that men would weaponize women's body count against them in the event to disqualify them, and the reason why I advise women not to express to men their body counts. Um, Here's the reason why. Now, yeah, I ain't gonna talk, but check this out.
Slept with 1,000 men because I was broken and I had been abused and blah blah blah. You still slept with 1,000 men.
Where's the compassion in that?
I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about you've had 1,000 inside
You
you.
to be with someone, shouldn't compassion be a main factor in that relationship? Right?
Like that's entitlement.
But if
You're not entitled to someone's compassion and understanding. And I think men are allowed to be selective in who they date. And like I think men are allowed to have standards. And if that's their standard, so be it. And it's not every single guy. Would you rather have a girl that slept with 100 or slept with one? They would pick one. Are they less picky than they were 100 years ago? Sure, you were a hoe if you slept with 3 people 100 years ago. Right? So are they less picky now? Sure, but you can't undo the wiring of what in general men want.
A woman.
Well, let's talk about that. And this is why I do not knock individual standards. Now, if a man's, I remember I told y'all before that that a man's standard is a standard, a woman's standard is a standard. So just like men willing to accept that, or some men who really into you really ain't trying to ask that question, because it really doesn't matter. Like I said before, the only thing that should matter is that it works. Period. Point blank. Guys, everybody wants to find a reason to disqualify. Well, men should have standards. Hey, women should have standards. So if 100,000 is a standard, well, if 6 foot is a standard, if a V12 vehicle is a standard, then what's wrong with that? See, again, man. And Pearls always say, she don't try to give advice or nothing like that. It's just really entertainment. And you guys be listening to this stuff, getting your daily dose of female hate porn. And I'm like, well, she had sex with 1,000 guys, so what? So what? Now, if it's 1,000 2x4s, then there'd be something to worry about. If it's 1,000 number 2 pencils, I wouldn't care. Long as it work when I get it. Doesn't mean she have 1,000 kids. No, she could be childless. So again, this gender war, and people are profiting off this gender war, and I'm like, man, it really doesn't accomplish anything by saying, well, it is YouTube and it's strictly for entertainment. But at the end of the day, if a woman slept with 100 dudes, I wouldn't ask about it. It doesn't matter. 1,000 men, I don't ask about it. It doesn't matter. Men, again, ladies, I'm talking to my fellas now. Fellas, don't be asking a woman about how many guys she slept with. Just shows insecurity just like talking to her about her ex. Never bring up another man in y'all conversations. It ain't about those other men. It's all about you and what you got going on. Now, if she's just now, in order to learn her, because a secret is, you must know the woman. The woman never must know you. Okay? So if you so much bring it up, like I said before, you bring it up so you know how to deal with this woman, so she can be your woman your way. You understand what I'm saying? If she's your woman your way, you okay. But if she's your woman her ex way, then now you're losing. Yeah, now you're losing. So again, I do advise, and she brought up the point of entitlement. No, nobody's entitled to anything. Nobody's entitled to anything. A man's not entitled to attract a curvy woman just because he has make 100,000. A woman ain't entitled to a man just because she's curvy and attractive. Entitlement comes from repeated actions, favorable actions, but with minimal effort. So with that being said, I'm through talking. I don't want to bludgeon the point as to where, you know what I mean, they're probably saying, well, you know, men have standards. Men should allow to have standards. Well, everyone should have standards because the standards keep you out of trouble. Men, if they don't want kids, they should practice their standard of having protected sex. If you don't want any kids, have protected sex or give a kid a vasectomy. Oh, you don't like if you don't like women that's out of shape? Well, brother, I wouldn't even have sex with a woman who's out of shape. Not for a sneaky link, not for a one night stand, not for a dirty for 30. I wouldn't have any dealings with anybody that's out of shape. So, in order to have standards, you must be the standard. You must be the standard that you want out of anything, including your life. It's okay for a man to have standards. Yeah, the man should be the standard. A man don't like 300-pound women. He shouldn't be late night creeping, lifting up fupa, eating BBW box. If that's the standard. Oh man, you know, I don't want a woman who has sex with a brother. You shouldn't be watching porn and masturbating. You know, watching another man have sex shouldn't be attracted to you, brother. Because you know that's what porn is, right? And the man connoisseurs of porn are males, men, okay? And the biggest branches, you know, I guess, straight porn. So, man, if you interested in a woman and whatever the case may be, you shouldn't be watching porn. You getting sexually aroused watching another man have sex. What's wrong with you? Well, with that being said, yeah. Thanks for y'all time. Talk to y'all later.